Good day. My name is Matt Sukup, and I work for Microland Computers in Covington, Louisiana. We are your IT support team. I will be hosting this short training session on Barracuda, which is your email protection system. Barracuda is a great tool that helps to weed out unnecessary items such as spam or phishing attacks. It does not catch everything, but the more you interact with it, the better it works. So let's get into it. So here you will see a Barracuda email. This is an email that you would receive in your inbox, and it is going to list any of the emails that have been sent to you that were quarantined by the Barracuda system. From here, you can click on Manage Quarantine or View Message Log to be taken to the Barracuda portal to sign in and be able to process the emails accordingly. You can also try to interact with them through these actions. Most of the time, it'll still take you to the login screen and you still have to process them from the Barracuda side. From here, we're going to click on the Manage Quarantine email, and it's going to redirect us to a sign-in screen. And here, my email is already added, but you would sign in with your email address. And then you click continue. And then this is prompting for the same password that you would use to sign into your email. So I'll enter my password here. And then we're going to proceed. So this is the quarantine notification screen that comes up, and this is the schedule of when you will receive the quarantine notification emails. You can sometimes edit these, sometimes they are set company-wide and you won't ever see this screen, but if you happen to see this screen, that's what it is. You can edit these by clicking on the blocks to remove the blue squares, and then if you want to receive it 3 times a day, you could get rid of the other columns, and then you can adjust the timing of those. One important thing to note is even when you set this schedule, if you're expecting an email and you don't get one, it just means that Barracuda does not have any quarantined emails for you to process. Once you've made any changes to this screen, just hit the blue Save button, and then you can proceed on to the next thing that you needed to do. In this case, we're going to click on the Message Log button, and it's going to take us to the message log. Now that we're to the actual message log screen, we can see that there are messages here that were quarantined. You will see the status of the message or the action that Barracuda took, and it'll show the status of whether it was delivered to your email or not, who it was from, who it was sent to. This is important sometimes in case it was sent to multiple people. You'll see your name, or sometimes you'll just see who was listed in the to section. You will see the subject of the email, of course, and when it was sent, the size of the email, whether it had any attachments, and then the reason why it was blocked. And then sometimes you'll get a score here as well. The score is how Barracuda calculates the risk of the email that's being sent to you and processes them accordingly. We can adjust that score, but that's done across your entire organization. So the individual does not need to worry about that part. Now, how do we process an email? You can click on the email and it will actually give you a way to view more information. If you needed a little bit more, if who it was from and the recipient didn't give you enough with the subject line, you can actually see the contents of the email here. We don't usually recommend trying to interact with any attachments at this point, but you can at least look at it, see if it's phishing, see if it's spam, and then deal with it accordingly. Once you have reviewed the email and decided what you want to do with it, then we can take action. So if you want to deliver the email, you can just hit the little send arrow here and it will send it on through to your inbox, and then you'll see it show up accordingly. Most of the time, these emails, once they're processed from Barracuda, will show up in the inbox in the time slot that it was initially sent and received by the email server. So it's not going to be the most recent thing if it's from the day previous. It will be with the other emails sent on that previous day. If you don't want the message and just want to disregard it, don't need to block the sender, you can just delete the message. And then over here, you have some more options where you can download the message. You can add the sender to sender email to the block list or sender domain to the block list. We always recommend that if you are going to process emails and want to block them, just block the email address. Do not block the domain. And that is something that needs to be reserved for Microland to handle for you. That way you don't accidentally block all Gmail emails that would be coming to your company. It will block them across the entire company. So be cautious of that. Now, another way, if you had multiple emails here in this list that you wanted to process, say they all came from the same sender and you know that you were expecting those emails, you don't need to review them one at a time. You can verify by the sender, the recipient, and the subject line and the time that you were expecting to see them. So you can select the box here at the left and you can select multiple emails and process them all in the same manner. Again, here you have a couple more options, but in general, just deliver them or disregard them and delete them. It's kind of up to you how you want to process them. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to us at that time. Just so you can see what it looks like if we want to process this email, we can go ahead and hit deliver. It will give you some options here. You can select to deliver the message, or you can deliver the message and add the sender to your allow list. If you're not comfortable with that or don't expect the sender to be sending you emails in the future, or you think that their account might be compromised and you might get spam from them, leave them as it is and just deliver the message. If it's a known good sender and you want to receive emails in the future from this person without having to go through Barracuda to process them, you will add them to your allow list with this option and hit deliver. For this purpose, I'm going to select only deliver the message. To check quarantine messages on a shared mailbox, you would click on the Manage Quarantine link from that email that was sent to the shared mailbox, and then it brings you to the login screen. You would click Continue once the password is there, and then instead of using a password for this account, since it's a shared account, you can do email me a temporary passcode. Once you click this link, it will email that same account, the shared email account, a temporary passcode to be used. You go back to the email, retrieve that code, and then use that as the password to log in. And then everything else is the same as far as how you would process quarantined emails for your account.